To create a user account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the Start menu and I'm going to find the option called Settings. I'm going to click on this. We see here a bunch of things where we can make changes to the volume, the network, gaming, the time, the language, the location. But what I'm interested in here is the thing called Accounts. And yeah, if you don't see this, you can type it right here. Okay, so I'm going to be setting up a new user account. Right now, of course, this is my information. I'm going to come down to Family and Other Users, and I'm going to add a new user account. There's a couple of places where you can go. One, you can use this area called Your Family, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this more generic one down here called Other Users. So I'm going to add another user to this PC. Here we go. So the first thing that's going to happen is Microsoft really wants you to sign up using email addresses. So if the person that you're setting up the account has an email address, that's actually a good idea to go ahead and put in their email address here. I'm not going to do this for this person because it's just a fictitious person I'm going to make. So I'm going to say I don't have this person's sign-in information, and I'm going to make a local account. And again, it's going to say, well, create the account, give me the email address. Again, I'm going to say, no, I want to do this without a Microsoft account. But if you're really doing this at home, I'd suggest you use the email. The email is going to be useful in case the person forgets their password and they'll be able to recover. So I'm going to say, go ahead and add without. Who's going to use this computer? Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Looking around the room, I see some plants. So I'm going to give this user the account called Plant. What would a plant use as a password? Well, I'm not really sure what a plant would use as a password. Maybe tree. Okay, so actually what I've done is I've typed the word tree. Now, unfortunately, they make this quite difficult because they say, okay, if you forget your password, how are you going to remember these things? Okay, so here are those security type questions you probably get in other places. What's your pet's first name? I guess a plant would probably have, spider as the pet's name. The city would maybe be in the plant pot. And your childhood nickname, I guess it would probably be called Seed. All right, so let's go ahead, and this will now create an account. So you can see we've got a new account down here, and if I log out, I'll be able to log in as the plant user. Now, before demonstrating the logout, let me show you the options here. There's an option here called Change Account Type. You have the option of picking between either a standard user or an administrator. My recommendation is that you leave everybody as standard users. Do not make people administrators on the computer. If you make somebody an administrator on the computer, there is a potential that they might accidentally download and install a piece of malware like a virus. More on that in another part of this course. I'm not going to make any changes here. If you really want to get rid of the account, you click on Remove. All right, so all that I'm going to do now is let's demonstrate the logging out and then the logging in as a person called Plant. Okay, so let's log out first. We'll sign out. Okay, here we go, and I will click somewhere, and you can see I have the option of logging in as myself, or I can log in as this person called Plant. All right, and if I remember, I use the name Tree for the password, so Tree. Okay, and let's press Enter, and okay, we give it a few seconds. The first time that you connect, it's actually going to take a little bit of time. It's going to go through and it's going to set up your account. The second time is usually a little bit quicker. Okay, but here we go. We've managed to get ourselves logged in. Now, a couple of important things about this. You'll notice that the icons on the desktop are different. Well, it's because it's a different desktop. Before, I was logged in as a different user. Now I'm logged in as this Plant user, and I don't have that important documents. I don't have the folder. Instead, what I've got is I've got a shortcut to Google Chrome and a shortcut to Microsoft Edge. Maybe the plant called user, or the user called Plant doesn't want either of those icons on the screen, and that's fine. You can just drag them over into the recycle bin and be finished with it. I must have double-clicked on this to open this up.